Where is a will, there is a way. Let me explain. Hello everybody and welcome back to Artist Mindset. I'm your host Martina if you're new here. If you're not, welcome back. Nice to see you. And I know that some of you are listening actually repeatedly, or how to say, that actually follow this podcast, which is so nice. Thank you so much. I love to meet you guys in person. And when people tell me that they listen to this podcast, it always warms my heart and reminds me why I do this and pushes me to keep going. Today, I will just improvise because I feel like a lot of things happened this week that I can share, that I kind of feel very clear about or aligned, and I want to share because you might relate or it might inspire you to actually keep going and keep believing in yourself actually, and sort of not giving up on what you actually want. Because I know it's difficult sometimes to stay aligned, especially in situations where you feel like there is no right person for you or environment or everything you're doing, you just feel so misplaced and like, okay, maybe I have to change now or I have to compromise now because I'll never get what I want. And I don't think that's true. I really think that where is a will, there is a way, and things might look differently than than what you initially imagined. But I still think and believe that you can get what you want. And to give you a story of what I've sort of been going through with this saying, so I am trying to find a new place to move because despite me loving the place I live now, it's very small, and I've probably said it many times on this podcast. It feels like a shoebox, and I'm sort of this puppy that grew into a full-grown dog now, and I can't fit in, basically. And I knew that I want to move to a place that is affordable for me, or maybe even cheaper than what I pay now, because now I live really in the center of the center in Aarhus, and I wouldn't mind moving a little bit out. So I really wanted to get a place which has a living room, finally, and that I don't have to pay so much money for, basically. And I live with nice people. I really want to have a home. Right now I feel very lucky with the people I live with, but it wasn't always like that. And I think that really showed me that the people matter a lot also. And, you know, about this, where is a will, there is a way. I've been sort of ready to give up and be like, okay, I guess I have to pay higher rent if I want to move anywhere. Because I've been looking at Facebook groups and saw that everything is like 4,500 per month or 5,000 even, or like some people charge 7,000 per room, which I think is insane, but okay, that's their decision. So I was kind of like prepared that, okay, I will have to pay a bit more or much more than what I'm paying now if I want to move to a normal apartment with big space and nice people. But then today, actually, so a few days ago, I had this realization that maybe the people that I've been prepared to kind of move in with aren't my people, and maybe that's not my environment. And I really believe that the environment affects us a lot. So please don't underestimate that. Like if something feels off, probably is because it is. And you wouldn't have this gut feeling if something wasn't off, you know. So don't ignore that and try to follow your gut instinct. I think it never disappointed me and it always paid off. And so I kind of felt sad for a couple of days, you know, like, oh my God, I want to move, but I don't really know any place. And then I talked to somebody today, a friend of mine, and she told me how little she's actually paying for a beautiful place that she lives in. And that really opened my eyes to like seeing that it is possible to get what I want. Like it is really possible. I just have to keep looking and not give up. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I believe I will find that place, even though it might take some time. I will do everything I can to find it. And this all is to say that if you have a dream, or if you have a goal, or if you just want to change your life, of course it's not going to happen from one day to another. I think nothing really does. But if you stop believing in it, or if you give up, then you already lose. Then you will never achieve what you wanted, you know? So don't give up on that goal that you have, or that dream. And don't, you know, like of course you can adjust your expectations and kind of, you know, compromise a little bit. But don't compromise on that gut feeling that you're having. So really trust that gut feeling of yours and don't shrink or compromise too much on yourself and what you want, because I really believe that we really get in life what we want, but we have to believe in it. And I don't mean just, oh, it's gonna succeed. I mean, believe that you deserve it, because why wouldn't you deserve something that you want? Like, if you can imagine it, and if you can imagine having it, then it's probably possible. And of course, you might not know how it comes to you in life or how you get it or receive it, but it's possible. So don't lose hope just because you don't see the way clearly yet. You know, sometimes the path clears out after we take that step. So don't be scared to do the next step, because you might see the path after you take it. And I don't mean just doing or taking an action. You can also rest if that's what you need, or do your research, or first talk to people if you're looking for a new place like me. You don't have to immediately post in Facebook groups, but don't give up, because only then you can be certain of failure, or you can be certain of not receiving what you want. I know it's scary sometimes to not have the right people around you, or somehow realize that maybe the environment you're in is actually not for you. And I think it's normal to shift identities or what we want in life, because after all, life is a change. So we better get used to it. But I think we should also not judge ourselves for that. I think it's okay to accept that the people I've been hanging out with for the past 3 years maybe are not for me anymore. And I know it's scary and it might feel lonely sometimes, but you will never find the right people if you keep hanging out with those old people. The same way you will, you know, never find a new career if you don't search for it, or if you don't give it a chance. Or, you know, if you don't leave space for miracles in your life, they will never happen. Like, you have to be also sort of open to life, I think, to live fully. Like, even today, and this is maybe a silly example, I went to the shop, and in my culture, I think it's very polite to decline things. Like, if somebody offers you something, you are usually like, no, it's okay, I'm good, thank you. Today, I went to the shop, and they were offering free ice cream samples, because the ice cream brand is like releasing new flavors or something like that. And I was like, yeah, sure, I would love to try this one. And then I got like a full cup of ice cream for free. And I was just doing my groceries with ice cream, and I thought, like, you know, at first I was like, oh, this is so greedy, this is so weird, because that's kind of installed in me from my culture. But then I was walking around the shop with this cup of ice cream, and I thought, this is actually really nice, you know, like, wow, I'm eating ice cream while doing groceries. Like, I just got an ice cream, and just felt it was so beautiful, and like my inner child was so happy. And I think this is what I mean when I talk about leave space for miracles, because I gave that lady a chance to give me that ice cream. And this is maybe just a metaphor, but I think there is nothing wrong with giving people chances to receive something from them. Even, I know we might be scared to trust, but I don't think there is anything wrong with, leaving space for miracles and being open. Because then you don't know exactly where your day will go, or life. But I think that's also the beauty of it, because you don't know where it's gonna go. And it might go really well, if you stay open. So why not to try it and leave some space for miracles? And this is probably all from me for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope it made sense. It was very improvised, I know. I will try to write some script next time. But let me know what kind of miracles you encountered lately. And I look very much forward to see you in the next episode of Artist Mindset. Bye.